Alright, welcome to, well, my media player, Major Freak. I'm playing Project Zomboid, and I died. I'd spent, last campaign I had a bunch of zombies, and I dragged them away from the military surplus store, only to have, an alarm go off inside the store. Bad RNG, oops, but I wouldn't say it was bravery. It's more an artifact of my mental illness. I decided that, hey, I wasn't going to run away, which I absolutely should have, knowing the massive zombies that was nearby that was going to come storming in. And I should have just given up and go, oh, okay, bad RNG. I'll just have to repeat the process of dragging the zombies away. And that did not happen, and I ended up getting dragged down, and that's the main reason I'm restarting the campaign, but with the same seed. But that's a different story. I'll get to it. So I ran for the window. I right-clicked, but I'm not used to using the new interface for smashing the window. I don't have the mod that allows me to jump through a pane window and get injuries to get out. I should really do that. I was thinking of it a while ago, but I got dragged down here. Let's see that again. Where is it? Let's slow the playback down. Speed slower. Speed slower. Got the music on in the background. Alright, here we go. So I attempt to move out of the way, but I get blocked by this locker. But then I get stopped by him, and there's two zombies on me, and then I get pulled down, and I'm going to disable that. I should have honestly been able to get away with being, I don't think it was bitten, but I was bitten at, and it probably took out a bit of my uniform, but I could have been bitten at least once, or damaged at least once and gotten away, but instead I was unfortunately dragged down, and I wish I hadn't been, because I wasn't surrounded. I could have gotten away, and yeah, that's why I'm starting again. The reason I'm going to use the same seed, let's open up day one, is because I don't want to test the zombie spawning mechanics being the same. Now, I know the loot is different when you have the same seed. You can't replicate the, oh, I found such and such in such and such a building in such and such a container. It won't work with the seed. But I want to test if the zombie spawning is the same. Now, I'll be looking for, the early zombies I encountered didn't have any fireman's outfits, except one. It'll come up soon. This guy over here. So this one over here is the only one with a uniform, and I don't think there was any. Were there any? There's one up there, but I didn't see any zombies inside the actual fire hall. But I'm pretty certain that the seed does not replicate the zombie spawn. Now, I've turned Voronoi noise off. That's a new option in 4.2 to spread out the zombies a bit more. I did not like that setting. I liked when you turn it off, you get more zombies in town, which is great. I loved it. So I had to kind of tone it down. There were a little bit too many zombies when I did that, so I toned down the population to 0.1 starting. And I'm assuming I've had in the last two campaigns, I've had activity events inside that fire hall, which is probably RNG, but I'll be expecting that as well when I do the seed. and it would be interesting if it happens. But I have read that it does not affect event. The seed does not affect event spawns. So there's that. I want to test that as well, of course, because people could be wrong, but I doubt it. So that's what I'll experiment with. Yeah, and I'll quickly zoom through here and get a feel for the zombie spawnage. There weren't many near the police station. And there were not many. Like, I'd like more. I think I'd like more. Like, I'll probably want 50% more. Let's see what they're like here. No, honestly, that's enough. I mean, 0.1 gives me enough zombies. It just, yeah, feels like enough, for sure. It just, in hindsight, it feels like there's more zombies than it felt like when I played through. So used to more zombies, right? So, yeah, okay. That's gonna be alright. Yeah, there were 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. Yeah, 3 zombies. Yeah, yeah, that feels good because I would just want to loot and not be an endless grind of killing zombies when I'm going through the towns. Yeah, okay. The zombie spawn settings are perfect. I'm just gonna leave them alone, especially if I screw them. It'll probably screw up my experiment too, right? So yeah, I think this is good. Let's go in game and get the settings. Now it'll be just like I've had. Next, and save game. Campaign 20th campaign. Rosewood, and where's the seed? There it is. Okay. Now I'm fairly sure all I do know for a fact is that the trees will be in a specific spot for the game. That's what I'm aware of happening. And once I get in to the game itself, I'll open up the video and check out the layout of the trees to see if I'm correct. Or the people have claim that it's just the trees. I don't think they had any reason to lie. There have been trolls, a lot of trolls, about, you know, everything about the game. It must be H, and this is the one from campaign 19. Let's confirm. U O Z B H N Q W X X J H. Okay, that's the one. And settings. Now, the only thing I'll turn off. Now, its day length is 2 hours, so if I don't hit fast forward or sleep, I'm going to be faced with a day of 2 hours. So each of my videos, I'm starting to do just a day recording and then upload it. So that's just going to be 2 hours or half an hour at 4 times speed. Start month is June, a month earlier. Start day is 1, because it's easier when you've got start day is 1. You can just look at the digital clock and it'll tell you how many days you've been alive. Start hour 12 a.m. to get that fishing program that you won't get if you've set it to default. Zombie count. Ignore the zombie count stuff here, except this one. Voronoi off. The advanced settings will alter that. Alter these completely. Except this one. Urban focused is I can do uniform, but yeah, let's do urban focused without the Voronoi noise. That spreads things out. Zombie respawn, blah blah blah. Zombie migration. Yep, yeah, I actually have zombie migration on. I don't have respawn on, but I have migration on. Speed, random, sprinter, blah blah blah. I've got a mod, progressive random zombies, that changes everything. At first, it's all going to be shamblers, but as the time progresses, there's going to be 80% chance at day 200 of fast shamblers and 20% of sprinters and 20% smart that can open doors. So that's at day 200. Those of you who've watched earlier iterations of this prologue will get that. I've got sight and hearing is normal, so I can experiment with stealth, what I can get away with normally. I don't like the randomness of that, just for metagame purposes. They're slower during the night. They trigger house alarms, but they will not, this is the only change I'm going to make, they will not drag down. Population multiplier will stay the same. This is a blanket multiplier. I've experimented with switching this number, 0.1 and then 1.0. It looks exactly the same in game when you start the game, when you go around to the various areas. Population peak at 200 of 4. It's going to be more than insane, but with 0.1, it turns out to be 0.4. So this is going to be a 0.4 peak population, as opposed to a normal default setting of close to approximately 1. So this will be half the usual default setting at peak day. And peak day is like 30 days or something. But anyways, whatever. Respawn hours, nothing. Redistribute, default. Rally size, I do not like rally size, honestly. I just don't like them, so I've just disabled it, so I don't have to deal with that. Loot, day 200 for max looted building chance. The default for the rural building looted chance is 0.25. Default is 50. Perishable loot rarity. This is where I find the enjoyment of the game. I'm a loot goblin. I'll collect everything, and having the rarity increased means I have less clutter at my base, just because I collect everything. I'm just, well, almost everything, right? All the useful stuff. So the only thing that's at default is ammo and clothing. I have things that double normal, media, and literature, because when I want to go to a library or a VHS store, I want to collect everything. I don't want to depend on RNG to totally gimp my grind. I do not like the grind. So anything that helps that, I will take advantage of that. Generators, insanely rare. Just because I find it really annoying that the generators in the game appear so often. And it's meant to me, it's meant to be oh, I found one, thank God, woohoo. This kind of RNG I do enjoy, because I have the water shut off and the electricity shut off way into the future, at least 6 months from now. So that's an incredibly long time, so I do not worry about that at all. So yeah, ignore these numbers. These are dev numbers. They'll, if you have the mod sandbox settings, you can see that the exact day that these two will shut off when you look at the options in game. So this is a meaningless number, and this is where you look at. Locked houses frequency, just because the default is very often locked, but then you have a window nearby, and the last thing you want is to deal with I bring an axe along with me all the time to open doors that are locked and there's no windows nearby, or there's a security door. So I just find it annoying that I go to a door and it's locked when the window's not locked. It just seems just dumb. I wish the windows were locked just as frequently as the doors. But yeah, whatever. Um, Nature, darkness. I fly with cat's eyes, and if I have normal, the day doesn't look any different than the night. So I've made this, I've made this darker just to tell the difference. Erosion speed day 200. Likewise with everything else I've got that I can set to 200. I have days until maximum vermin index 200. I doubled the maximum vermin. Meta. Helicopter? Oh yes, please. So fun. Sleeping event? Yeah, why not? Randomized stories chance. Usually it's rare. I've kicked it up too often because I want those road events because I've got the vehicle spawn so low. Annotated map chance, extremely rare. I find them annoying. Never actually taken advantage of them. Time before corpse removal, 20 days. Blood level, ultra gore. 20 days blood splatter. Corpse maggot spawn in bodies only. Who cares about maggots around? It's just, and I do not know what meta list meta knowledge is, so I've checked it as 3 question marks. So when I eventually see 3 question marks, I'll go, oh, that's what they mean by that, because I've asked in the forums and nobody knows, or at least nobody knows who's reading the forums of Steam. Starter kit used to be with 4.2 you'd get 0.42 you'd get build 42, you would get a pistol, ammo, and magazines all full. They've removed that for this multiplayer patch. They just added, and so the starter kit gives you a baseball bat, a backpack, and a hammer. And I love that because I do not like this early game grind. I want to start looting because I'm a loot goblin. I want to start looting right away. And so this is, to me, absolutely critical. Because not only that, is because I don't like I know about the curtain sling backpack you can, or container you can make right away. But I prefer to have the backpack. So that's me. And I like having a two-handed melee weapon right away. And a one-handed given to me. Yeah, it's just get it started. I don't want to scramble the first bit I'm playing. It might be fun when you're first playing, or if you're a hardcore player, but I'm not. Free trait points just for a free nutritionist trait, just because I want to see what I like to experiment. Weapons multi-hit. Oh yes, absolutely turned on. You have some hardcore players just like, oh, turn it off, and it's just the dumbest idea ever. Firearms use damage chance. I do not like it. It's too arcadey. I like when my character skill matters rather than my player skill of aiming for the head, because otherwise I can headshot zombies in the dark, far away, snipe them at 0 level. It's just, it feels too arcadey, but it's fun. But I'd really rather not have too much fun and have character skill matter, and shotguns matter early in the game, because otherwise you headshot them with a pistol. Firearm jam, it's fun. It's a nice little RNG. 1d20, yeah, critical roll, critical failure. Maximum dismantling XP level. Oh yeah, when a dismantle gets experience dismantling, and then maximum media level. Why wouldn't you want it at level 10? When you watch a VHS, the experience you get isn't scaled. So if you watch it at higher levels, it's less. It's diminishing returns. So, hello. vehicles. Spawn rate very low. Default is low. Just it feels good that I do not have an abundance of vehicles to rip spare parts out of or find, or anything. It's worked for me so far. In Rosewood, I've found at least one vehicle with a key inside or nearby. So that's helpful. Even with RNG rolling low, I found at least one. So yeah, sometimes only one. But yeah, that's all you need. Last campaign I had two. I found a step van and a sports vehicle with a key. Locked vehicle frequency. I go sometimes just because it feels like habit that you're locking the doors, because when you lock one door, all of them are locked. So it just feels natural. People would do that. Livestock, no change. Better auto mechanics, exercise with corpses, scales. I've never found this to be OP, so I do enjoy it. It never, I'm not like getting extra strength just by doing that, or fitness. Lingering voices is freaky. It's hilariously fun. Progressive random zombies. We've already gone through this. 200-day peaking at 80%. Fast shamblers and sprinters. I wish I could find a mod that would get me more dangerous kinds of zombies. That would be fun, but I haven't found it yet. Range spawn rates half, well, not half, but the same spawn as default for the game. And then Old Painless, I boosted it just because I want to find Old Painless, hopefully during a campaign one day. That would be fun. And passive skill recovery percentage. Definitely. I want stealth and stealth skills absolutely written down in the journal. Because, yeah, having nimble, that'd be great. Level up at some point. That would be cool. I never lived long enough. Not as good as some players. And there we go. That's that. My traits have always been balanced around restless sleeper and wakeful. I find it causes me to nap, and having short naps is great for my productivity in game. Prone to illness because who cares? Slow healer because who cares? Weak stomach because who cares? You'd eat well. Short-sighted, who cares? You have glasses, no problem. Outdoorsy prevents you from getting a cold. And I think getting scratched while walking or running through trees. So yeah, you can go through trees easier and you don't get cold, so yay. When it's raining, you don't really care. Nutritionist, 3 points. I took them just to get this. Just so I could find out so I could experiment with food. That's my main mid-game goal, is to really hunker down and experiment with what kind of foods are the best to loot in order to keep yourself healthy and not starving, etc. Organized, absolutely. Keen hearing, you can see things behind you better. And strong because, hey, increase carry weight and organized? Yes, please. Okay, that's that. Let us go check out. I never randomize it or alter this. I just go with what is given. So let's head on in. And let's see if there's the same kind of zombie spawn at the fire hall.
Creators believe it could ease traffic and reduce emissions, while opponents have raised concerns over long-term costs. A vote is expected later this week. Federal agencies are investigating a data breach affecting a major healthcare provider, with over 2 million patient records potentially exposed. Officials say the breach appears to have originated from a third-party.
Oh, this is interesting. I've got the same basement I had last time. That's odd. I didn't expect that. So I've got the same basements. I am assuming not the same spawn, though, because I know that for a fact. I've experienced that. But the same basements, okay. Alright. Fair enough. Alright, let's check trees. Oops. Day 1. Yeah, see? Same, but different. You know? Same basement, different loot chances. Okay, and yes, exactly the same trees. That's what I thought. Okay. All right, so that's confirmed. All right, as you can see, the zombie spawns, the event spawning. There was no pack of punks in the fire hall, and the loot spawning is different. But the basements are remembered, and the layout of the basements is remembered. The trees are the same, but the vehicles are not. And yeah, there you go. So, thanks for watching.